Hello. Okay, so got my gin, I'm not going to lie. Little celebration because I did my first workshop today for Ministry of Justice parenting forum of parents with children with special needs, and it went really well. Was really pleased. I had to cram it into 20 minutes, so that was really tough. But wanted to share a little bit more about the post I put up this week about these 4 styles of parenting. And do you know what? Sam actually came to me and said, Emily, that's really controversial. Why have it's really controversial telling people are they domineering parenting? It's like, that's the whole point. And actually, it's a continuum. So we all want to be the supportive parent where we listen to our children, we're excellent role models, we celebrate the child's individuality, and we have very clear boundaries, very great, really clear rules and rewards and consequences. We'd love to be that all the time. Do not beat yourself up, because it's a continuum. We actually kind of flick between the styles of parenting. We can't always be that supportive parent. We want to be there most of the time because it helps the children to it helps the children. Oh no, someone just said it's cutting out. I hope it's okay, Amy. It might be me. It might be my terrible internet connection. Anyway, we all want to be that supportive parent where all of the time we're making that child feel really secure and safe. And actually, there will be times where we veer towards the other 2 parenting styles. So you've got domineering, where it's my way or the highway. It's very strict. It's very regimented. There's quite a lot of barking of orders. You do what I say when I say it. And there's not really much compromise there. Or indifferent. Just let the child get on with it. Do what they want. The child's more like your mate, just kind of left to their own devices, no real boundaries. And actually, I think in all parents we can see that we will flick between the 3 styles. We just want to try and be in a supportive parenting range most of the time. Nobody's perfect, it's okay. But how does that actually link to those 4 attachment styles that I put at the bottom of that infographic? So we've got secure attachment, where the child is, as adults, we're able to form secure, loving relationships with other people. We trust them, we're open, we're not afraid of intimacy, we can connect with people really well, we don't take part in maybe unnecessary risk-taking behaviours, that sort of thing. Anxious, very worried, is the anxious type. We've got the fearful, so keeping people very much at arm's length. Don't let people in, very fiercely independent type of person, afraid of being hurt, or you've got the anxious type, which is afraid of being abandoned. It's really interesting to reflect on yourself about those attachment styles, and you can Google it, loads of stuff comes up, and have a little think, and think about how your parents were with you, because then it's easier to reflect on how is my parenting style affecting my child's attachment style. So, for example, if you are a parent that's very domineering, or you have a parenting style that's a lot about shouting, it's my way or the highway, there's no compromise, it's this or this, it's very strict parenting style, there's often a lot of shouting in the household, this can lead to the attachment style of feeling like they want to rebel, so they'll be quite fearful, and that tends to result in teenagers taking a lot more risk-taking behaviour because they want to rebel outside of this strict regime that they've been, sort of put into. They find it very difficult to trust people. They often then form quite unhealthy relationships with other adults because they haven't really had a chance to celebrate who they are and themselves as individuals. Also, if you're a very domineering parent all the time, the children can feel very insecure and have very low self-esteem, and that can lead to a whole host of problems. If you veer towards indifferent parenting, so kind of letting the child just get on with it, they'll be fine. Children as adults, they find it very difficult to problem solve and make their own decisions. They can also lead to risk-taking behaviours because they don't respect rules. Because they didn't have any boundaries or rules, they don't then respect societal's rules and those sorts of things. So they find it very difficult to fit in with the norm. follow what they need to be doing in life, and therefore taking up a lot more risk-taking behaviours. And also they're very untrusting of other adults and find it difficult to form relationships because they just think, well, you might just leave, you might abandon me at some point. And that can also lead to quite manipulative behaviours, and a whole host of other sort of bits and pieces. And I think actually when I read up about this, I thought, oh, I can see a little bit myself in each of these areas, you know, from perhaps some of the parenting that I had. So it is really interesting to reflect on your own parenting. You want to veer towards the supportive parenting, because that is where you're then helping them to form a secure attachment style. So they're able to form relationships with other people, they understand societal boundaries, they understand how to respect boundaries and rules, respect themselves, they have much higher self-esteem and better self-confidence, they are able to have a really positive view of themselves and other people, and they have a much higher respect for other people as well. So in terms of living a healthy, happy life, our parenting can really affect how their attachment style is become, you know, in their older life. Now these attachment styles, again, a bit like the parenting types, you flick between them. Like I said, I can see a little bit of myself in all of those. It's what is your dominant style. The last one on there isn't really a attachment style. It's sometimes called attachment disorder, when you flick between the two types, avoidant and anxious, a lot of the time, and that can be very extreme. It's actually quite rare, and it's really important to be aware of. You might have heard of things called attachment disorder. So it's in quite extreme cases, so very extreme domineering parenting or very extreme lack of parenting can result in children forming that attachment style. It's sometimes called like disorderly, or what's another word for it? Fearful avoidant. It has a few names, and that's where you get a real mix of the two. Very, very untrusting of adults, tend to be quite violent, will do anything to get away from adults and other people, don't trust others, don't look people in the eye. A lot of the behaviour problems we're seeing at schools, those very extreme ends, tend to be from that attachment disorder as a result of trauma. So I could harp on all day. I'm going to try and keep this quite short. If you want more information about that, and you want more specific information about those parenting styles or the attachment styles, please do get in touch. It's John Bowlby, can never say it right. He is the pioneering psychologist in terms of attachment styles. And the biggest thing you need to remember is nobody can be perfect. That's not what we're searching for in parenting. But celebrating your child individually, having clear boundaries and really being consistent is absolutely key towards that supportive parenting style. And if you want any more help with that, let me know. I'm going to go and do another presentation now. Next week I'm doing another really big pitch presentation for a big innovation company. So who knows what will happen with that. Really exciting. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!